I'm Dennis. I'm the AI go-to-market lead for UK startups. So I've been at Google for the last 2 years now, just over 2 years soon. Before that, I was in FinTech and infrastructure markets, so had a really cool experience so far, but now it's way better. But the reason why I'm here today is to kind of give you a bit more insights on what we're seeing on all things AI. So over the past 2 years, I've been speaking with a lot of founders, FinTech execs, and financial service execs, and they all come to Google with a same ask, which is, hey, I need to overhaul my business and future-proof it. What do I do? And then the two theme that kind of comes up quite often is productivity, and the other one is experiences. How do I deliver the best consumer experiences for my businesses or my customers? How do I do that using Gen AI? Those are the two themes that come up. But today's scope, I want to just touch on mostly on experiences, because I just want to show you what we can do off the cuff so easily. And hopefully it will excite you as well to do something once you leave Google, and I will send you some of the links where you can experiment as well. But if we have time, I want to do a demo as well. With that, I wanted to start off with this statement. Do you guys agree with this? Yeah? Yeah, right? And this is quite funny, right? Whenever I hear on the news or see things on the news, financial services gets touted as the industry that adopts new technology the fastest. It's true in many cases, because you need the alpha, right? So in order to get the alpha, and it's a zero-sum game type market, so you need every bit of help you can. But at the same time, a lot of the financial service stack that we use today is still stuck behind the cloud and internet era, right? And this kind of proves the point. Like, a lot of these products that you see, or the products that you might use, or the companies that you interact with on a day-to-day are, were built before cloud was invented, and some of them were actually built before internet became a thing as well. And it just gives you a bit more perspective how much work there is still to be done. And it's a pretty exciting time for us in financial services to focus on disrupting some of these spaces and bringing new experiences to our customers. So I truly believe artificial intelligence will bring back services to financial services. This has been ignored quite often, and mainly, the culprits are FinTechs, but we're seeing FinTechs adopting AI with full tenacity, and now things are changing, right? So I'm not going to name names because we're being recorded, but we work with all the large FinTechs in the UK, and all of their customer support agents are powered by Gemini, just to give you context. And then things are moving fast, right? And they're handling millions of requests on a minute and hourly basis. I wanted to kind of kick things off with just a quick overview of the trends that we're seeing in 2025. And I think this is going to dictate our trajectory for the next 6 months, give or take. After the next 6 months, there's going to be another iteration. But this should broadly cover what you will likely see moving forward in the news, in the media, in the press, the type of products, etc., that our people are pushing, and the startups that are being built in the space in the next 6 months or so. I think the first one goes without saying. All of you have interacted with LLM, otherwise you would not be in this room. This is not interesting for you. Most of your interaction has been very much like a text-based experiences. Pretty cool. It does a pretty cool thing when you ask for help. But that was really cool, 2 years ago. Now you expect a lot more from AI, right? And what we've invested, and our Gemini is a good model for that, is we think multimodality is going to be default settings. So being able to interact with the environment, the real world, being able to interact with images, videos, text, code, any sort of modality, audios, that's going to be fundamental for any LLMs or AI models as a whole. So this is going to be a massive trend, and we're already seeing this kind of play out. The second part is, I think, we've touched on chatbots and just say application, AI application, etc. But what's really interesting that's happening in the back end is a lot of these LLMs or a lot of these chatbots that you're building or you're using, etc., will be using multi-agent systems. Where they're tool calling different systems and maybe speaking with different agents as well, and then interacting with each other and then coming back with their response. Previously, you would just rely on a siloed LLM to do the job, but now they have the ability to interact with other systems, which I think is really cool. And then the third bit that we're seeing a massive uplift in Google specifically, and this is happening elsewhere as well, which is knowledge work is going to be disrupted heavily. And this is where you will start seeing AI kind of coming into your internal systems, where you'll be able to maybe just interact with one interface. And it's already possible, by the way. You interact with one systems and it does all the job across all the 6, maybe 5, 10 different systems that you would have to do. So for example, if you're creating a strategy document for your boss, you're probably interacting in like your sales platform, your revenue platform, your analytics platform, maybe finance platform, what have you. Now you'll be able to basically just say, hey, I'm building this thing for my boss, etc. I need you to create an executive memo, and it will just scan through the entire system that you are connected in the business, and it will come back with a response. And instead of spending hours and hours and hours doing a work, you can just get that done in minutes. And this is already happening. The other one that I want to demo in a bit, and I hope it goes well, which is AI-powered customer experience. I mentioned earlier that there are few FinTechs that are crushing it right now using Gemini. It's happening real time. I'm not telling the names just for obvious reasons, but I will try and replicate the use case for Monzo. So I've just created, I know there's someone from Monzo here, that's why I picked up. I'm gonna try and recreate a similar chat experience for Monzo without a single line of code. Just me writing a particular spec and saying, hey, I want you to role play and I want you to be my customer support agent. I need your help. So that's something I'm going to show you, and you can see the voice, the tonality, and everything in between. It's very fluid. And then last thing, security, right? That's going to be quite a topical topic going forward, given that the attack vectors for malfeasance is only getting bigger and bigger. Previously, you could just interact with 1 or 2 applications. You were not really giving any particular information out to them. But now you're interacting with systems that know everything about you, your enterprise data, your own personal data. So that's going to be a big focus going forward as well. Okay, so I wanted to touch on changing behaviors and experiences with AI. And then I think the best way to kind of describe it is the agentic shift is here. I think at this point, everyone is pretty clear on AI agents is here. It is not fake. It is not a Fugazi thing that people make up. It is real. And we're seeing this already, right? So this was a survey that we did internally with our own customers. And any sort of financial service customers that is using GenAI today, half of them are actually building agents already. And then agents have different definitions, which I'm going to touch on a bit more. But in general, I think we need to be kind to the misnomer agent, right? Like people use it differently, but I think it's a nice trend to have, especially it kind of shows adoption. But this is what I kind of define agents as. Oh, is this showing up? Yes. So these are 3, I guess, levels of agents that I would describe if I were to describe it. Obviously, you have like the standard chatbots that you've already know about, information retrieval, etc. Pretty straightforward. AI agent applications like customer service is a slight upgrade to that because now it's looking at other repository of information, what has happened in the past, etc. It is still doing some multi-turn work. It is still using reasoning. So that's a good definition of an agent. It's acting in agency based on what you've shared or ask it to do so. And then, of course, multi-agent workflows where agents communicate with each other to do a task that you give it to do so or execute, right? So, and this is going to happen. And obviously, this is going to get a bit technical, so I'm not going to touch on too much. But this is going to be the future where different agents are going to be talking with each other. Most of you probably know something called MCP that Anthropic kind of created, where it gives you access, or your LLM gets context from different applications. And Google has created something similar called agent-to-agent protocol, which is an encrypted way where agents can communicate with each other. And we recently donated this to Linux Foundation, so it's open source, anyone can use it. But what I wanted to touch on quickly, and then we can move on to some of the cool experiences, was these are the top AI agent use cases that we see across financial service industry. And there's a lot of stuff that you probably already know. These are all the areas where you interact on a day-to-day. There are areas where a lot of inefficiencies exist. For example, customer service is a good example. Maybe something around claims processing, everything in between where there's a lot of friction, where you can add a lot of value as a business. And also, there's a lot of fat in the business. And these are the areas where we're seeing AI agents being deployed at scale. And then if you look at it, if I were to remove some of the items, most of these are experiences. These are experiences focused on customer-facing side of things. So you're trying to deliver, or you're trying to elevate the experience for your customer. You're trying to delight them with generative AI because they're used to AI elsewhere. And they expect the same from your platform. So a lot of businesses are realizing this, and they're actually saying, hey, we need to make our customers' user journey and user experience on our application a lot better. And this is already happening. I wanted to show you an example of Shopify. I know we're going slightly off tangent, but this is a really cool example of how you could use Gemini or agents in general to make your customers' life a lot better and delight them, right? And this is I'm going to show you a video where Harley, the president of Shopify, he shows you how a AI Sidekick powered by Gemini does the work with customer support staff should be doing, or would have been done in the past.
Hello, I am here to help you with any Shopify questions you have.
Sidekick, can you help me set up my domain?
I can certainly help with that. In the Shopify admin, do you see settings in the left-hand side?
Yes, I see it.
Great. In settings, can you see domains?
Yes.
You can connect your domain by selecting Connect Existing Domain.
Awesome. Thanks, Sidekick. That was easy.
So it just gives you context, right? It is that easy. Usually, you would have to kind of create a support ticket to get some help. Here, you can just say, hey, I'm going to call up my agent, call up my Sidekick, Shopify Sidekick, and it does the job for me. And I'm going to try and recreate this later if we have enough time on Monzo. Okay, please search on Google if you want to, double click on some of the use cases that are being developed across Google Cloud. If you want to kind of get some inspiration, it will usually help you because there's a lot that I could share today, but we just don't have the time. I would love to kind of deep dive in different areas, but we just don't have the time. So this is a good summary of all the stuff that we built that are in production, and you can use this as an inspiration, and is categorized by industry as well. Okay, so moving on to ROI, I think this is going to be another thing that's going to be quite important for business leaders, right? If you're going to deploy capital, if you're going to kind of bring new technologies into your business, you want to know whether there's an ROI involved. We're definitely seeing that. So a lot of people would say, okay, a lot of the AI industry has spent trillions and trillions. When is that productivity going to come? It's happening slowly. I agree with you. It's not coming as fast as we expect it to do so, but it's ramping up. And we're seeing companies that are growing rapidly using AI at scale, and they're becoming leaner and leaner and leaner as a business. Usually when a business grows, you would have to hire more headcount, but we're seeing a slight different trend where hiring has slowed down, and they're effectively hiring less people or doing restructuring to become leaner, which kind of brings this point where, I don't know who said it, maybe it was Sam Altman, 1 billion unicorn type businesses is possible as a one-man shop going forward, right? Because you have all the tool to do, so you don't need like 1,000 or 2,000 people working for you. You can just be one person building a unicorn with all the tools that is available today. But I wanted to kind of quickly summarize. These are the areas where we absolutely see great value and business impacts today. And this is why Gemini is enjoying such a great time, because I don't know whether you saw the most recent report. Gemini token, if you know a few things about token, it's just a structure around an LLM. Maybe like if you say hi, it could be one token. Around 1.3 quadrillion tokens were used in September by our customer, and that is around 1,300 trillion. Order of magnitude bigger and higher than OpenAI and Anthropic, but just gives you context, the scale that Gemini is moving today. And these are all being deployed in different areas across the business. I mentioned productivity and customer experience. These are the focus, but everything else around marketing, security, business growth, there's also a big focus as well. So I'm going to summarize quickly. I don't think many people have seen this, but I think it's useful to kind of bring it back home. Google is the only hyperscaler in the entire world that has this entire stack, AI optimized stack, from silicon chip, which you saw on the AI infrastructure side, data, not just data elsewhere, but also data platform that we can leverage. We have the best models in the market. We have the best AI platform that is very open. So if you want to use Anthropic, Meta, or any third-party models like DeepSeek, you could use directly on our AI platform. We don't discriminate. And you can also run open source OpenAI models on Google Cloud as well. And then if you want to build an agentic application or experiences, you can do that on our infrastructure as well. It just gives you context. There's not a single company that has this scale. The closest one we would have said would be Apple 5 years ago, but they're no longer in the AI race. Okay, do we have time?
3-4 minutes.
3-4 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to quickly show you a couple things. I've got a few things already kind of rolled up. I'm going to show you a quick, simple vibe coding. I know you've seen this already, but we also have a vibe coding app, but this is more of a developer app. If you can get up to 1.5 billion tokens per day for free to use. This is Google's promise to you. If you want to, just type ai.dev in your URL and then you will get this platform. But I want to show you two things. Firstly, we talked about experiences, and a lot of businesses, and I'm sure many of you in the room, haven't even jumped in the AI race just yet. Like, you're still kind of doing analysis, paralysis, you're still stuck. It is not that difficult to do so. You know, I'm not a mega technical person and I can build amazing experiences. And it shouldn't take a good, decent developer at your company to do so as well. I'm just going to show something very simple, which is I want to create a customer support agent for Monzo. And I want to show you how easy it is to kind of create something from ground up. And all I'm saying is, hey, take this data from Monzo.com, Monzo Help, and blog, and I just want the functionality where I can chat by text, voice call, camera, or screen share. And I'm going to prompt this in the build section, and then it will take its time. Maybe it will take 2-3 minutes. But whilst it's loading, I'm going to show you something else. So I created this system prompt, which is basically me giving instruction to the LLM. Again, this is like writing an English text, right? It's nothing special here. You're just giving an instruction. You could argue that you could call this specification-driven programming, if you will, where you just give a spec to the agent and it does a thing for you. But there's nothing special here. Like, you can basically write this, or you can get your AI to write it for you. I'm going to show you a model that I showed for Shopify earlier, where I'm just going to have a quick chat with this model. So I've given it a special instruction, so it has context now. And then if I want to run this Gemini on my application, I can just get the code here. Again, super easy, whether it's TypeScript, Python, I can get it up and running. But what I wanted to show you was having a live chat with this model. And then I'm going to turn on Google search as well, so that it has real-time access to the internet. And then, yeah, let me just unmute myself because it will be an echo there that will annoy Gemini. Okay. Hey, Gemini, can you hear me?
Hi there. Yes, I can hear you clearly. How can I help you with your Monzo today?
Yeah, so I want you to pretend to be someone who's French but does French English. Can you do that for me?
Oui, absolutely. I can
It's just a
certainly
joke,
do
right?
that for you. How can I help you today, mon client?
Yeah, so I lost my Monzo card. I need your help. Like, how do I get a new card? Is this something you can help me with?
Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. To make sure your money is safe, please freeze your card in the Monzo app right away. Here is how you do it. First, open your Monzo app and go to the Home tab. Then tap on your card.
Okay, thanks, Gemini. But anyway, so I can keep on doing this, and then what I want to show you is something cool, right? So let's say this Gemini agent existed in my app. It has all the context. I didn't give it a lot of context, but it has decent enough that it can do a good work. But what's really cool here is that, let's say you're having an issue with whatever, your application, something. There's an option within Gemini where I can share my screen as well. And Gemini can actually look at what I'm doing. And it can help me. So that's what Shopify did earlier, where they were able to share their screen and say, hey, I'm stuck. Like, I need to get my URL. Like, how do I do it? I was like, oh, please share your screen. If I want to turn the camera for help as well. Yeah. If I want to turn the camera, again, I can do that as well. And then it will see me, and then it will be able to help me with whatever I'm doing. So let's say the Monzo is probably a very simple example, but if you're a business banker or whatever, and then you provide services for your customer, maybe they're having some sort of issue. They can literally point their phone at the computer and get help, for example. But there's so many experiences that you can drive with just a simple line of code. And I don't get it why people are not doing it. Maybe you guys can help me get this answer. It is that easy. But anyway, on that note, that's all me. Thank you, guys. Oh, look, the app got built in the background, so I can share. So the exact experience that I showed earlier, I can talk. Hey, Gemini.
Hi there. I'm here to help with any Monzo banking questions you
See,
have.
it's that easy.
How can I help you today?
But anyway, thank you.